girls, welcome to another video. Now if you only have crayons and dried up markers and you want to create an awesome work of art, I'm going to show you how to turn these dried markers into DIY watercolors. Now go ahead and keep watching the video and I'll show you how I did it. Alright boys and girls, for this project you will need a messy mat, a paper, along with crayons, and you will be needing a gray crayon and also a white crayon, also a paintbrush, a cup of water, and also watercolors. Now if you do not have watercolors, do not worry. I'm going to show you how to make DIY watercolors. You will need multiple cups of water depending what colors you would like to use. So I'm just pouring some up, and I'm only going to be using blue and black. And you'll be using dried washable markers. Now these are markers that hardly work anymore. If they skip and they don't work as well, you could go ahead and put those in your cups of water, and immediately you'll start to see the leftover ink come out. So I'm going to show you a close-up of what happened to the blue. Now the longer you let it sit, the more vibrant and brighter your liquid watercolors become. And I'm grabbing some black markers. I probably could have used more. And I'm just stirring it up and letting all that ink bleed out. All right, looks like we have all of our materials. Now let's go ahead and begin. Now we are not going to be using a pencil, but we're going to be drawing with crayons. Now you could go ahead and follow along with their white crayon, but I'm going to use a gray crayon just so you could see it better. We're going to start with a horizontal line starting from our left side of the paper to the right. Just a straight line. All right. And now we're going to be drawing a rainbow. Now I know over the weekend, at least here in Houston, it was really rainy. So I want us to, bring some sunshine into our lives right now. So I'm going to start with red. And we're doing the rainbow colors in order by Roy G. Biv. So we got our red. And I'm just coloring it to make it a little bit thicker so it stands out. And the reason why we're using crayons and we're not using markers is because crayons are made out of wax. And once we start using our watercolor to paint around and over our sky, you're going to see that the wax is a resist on the paper. So like once we start painting with the paintbrush, and you will see soon, your crayon is going to push that water to the side and it's going to paint around it. So you get to see this really cool effect when you use your white crayons. It's almost like magic. Really neat. So now I'm just coloring my yellow. I did orange. So right now these are our warm colors because they look like fire. Our red, orange, and yellow. Now we're going to keep going on with our rainbow with our cool colors, which is green. And I'm making it a little bit thicker just like the other colors. The next would be blue. And then purple or violet. Now whenever you are coloring with your crayons and you want to do this wax resist method, you want to kind of color hard and firm onto your paper. If you want to try to color as much of the white spots whenever you're doing your rainbow, don't let any peek through. So you want to have a good amount of pressure when you're coloring because you want that good wax color layer so then your watercolor could just push and glide over it. All right, we got our rainbow. We're going to go ahead and add some stormy clouds. Now you could do it in white, but I'm going to show you in gray just so it's a lot easier for you boys and girls at home. So I'm going to do 2 storm clouds. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line. This is going to be the bottom side of my cloud. A little diagonal line. And 3 to 4 arch bumps. Oh, I did 5. And of course, all clouds look different. No 2 look alike. So I'm doing my second one that goes off the edge of the paper, just so it looks a little bit more realistic. And now, since it was raining over the weekend, I'm going to go ahead and add a lightning bolt coming out from under one of my clouds. And I'm going to be doing a zigzag line about 1, 2, 3 lines. It kind of looks like the Flash logo. Nice. Now we're going to be adding the rain. Now once we do our raindrops, we're going to do short diagonal lines, lines that are slanted. So I'm going to do a lot of little lines. They're going to look like dashed lines. Now I know right now you can't see it because I'm drawing on a white piece of paper using a white crayon, but you're going to go ahead and just keep going on the top part, around the clouds, around the lightning bolt, and even on the inside arch of your rainbow. Just keep going. Make sure that you don't miss any areas. All right, so this bottom part here, you're probably wondering, what's going on here? So we're going to be adding ripples. Like once the raindrops fall into the ground and it makes these little kind of like puddles or rings of water. So we're going to be drawing ovals and then some curved lines that look like open parentheses. So just follow along with me. Again, I'm using the gray crayon just for you guys could see what I'm doing, but please feel free to use the white crayon. So I'm doing flat ovals that are laying on its side. And then I'm doing a small and a medium parentheses on the left and the right. And I'm doing that over each or around each oval. Okay, now I'm doing some of them in white just so you can see once we start painting the difference of using gray crayons and white crayons. So I'm doing my curved lines. Nice. Now, if you would like to, you can even add more raindrops in this area. I forgot to. I wish I could have done it, but you can even do like splashing lines. Okay, I think I'm pretty happy with how it goes. All right, so now I'm going to grab my paintbrush. And if you have a watercolor set, then you just need a clean cup of water and your watercolors by your side. But I'm going to go ahead and use these DIY markers just in case you boys and girls do not have a watercolor set. So you'll just dip your brush in your water. And I'm putting my brush towards the bottom just so I could grab some of that color. Now immediately once you start painting, you're going to see your white crayon push your blue paint to the side and it leaves your paper white. So you get to see your raindrops. Now, how I said earlier, if you let your markers sit longer in the water, that blue water is going to come a lot brighter and more bright. So I did this like super quick. So my sky looks kind of light blue. But if I were you guys at home, I would probably make the watercolors the day before so it sits a little bit longer. Now see, I went over the rainbow so you could see that, look, my paint, it didn't color the rainbow, and I just moved the little puddles to the side. See how the wax resist, because the crayons are made out of wax. So I'm just coloring around my clouds, again using the DIY blue paint. And I'm mixing a little bit of that black watercolor paint onto the tops of my sky to make it look dark. And then I'm using my black DIY paint. It looks gray. And I'm just coloring the gray clouds. Now I'm going back with the blue paint. And I'm going to go ahead and do the puddles that are on the ground. Now you can see some of the ones that I did in white. They're like magically appearing. There you go. Now for me, I had to do a second coat of paint because it was a little too light for me. Now this method is super fun. I did this with my boys and girls at school last year, and I think the year before we did, for STEAM night, we did like Valentine cards, and I just gave everybody white crayons and we just painted using red and purples and pink watercolors, and it had hidden messages and it looked so neat. So You see that I pulled out my watercolors. I was trying to show y'all my blue, but look, it was kind of dried out. But, oh well. Yeah. So you're just going to keep dipping into your DIY color cups. And you could keep layering and making that blue darker, and it's going to make your white lines even brighter. The darker the blue, the whiter your lines are going to be. And yeah, I'm just making some finishing touches, whatever gaps that I want to make a little bit more blue. And I think I'm pretty satisfied with it. Looks great. And we are done. Look, it came out so good. And you could see that the wax of the crayons pushed the water to the side. And now you could see your raindrops and the ripples that it created on the ground that we used our gray or white crayon with. Came out really good. I hope you really like this project. And if you like it, give it a thumbs up so I know. And yeah, leave a comment. Tell me what you like about this. And I'll be posting another video real soon.